Kaufman is alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at all the new comics I picked up at the comic book shop this week. This was a pretty cool week. I got a nice variety of stuff I felt like. Had a really nice feeling coming home from the shop. Thinking about all these great characters. Got Batman, G.I. Joe, Spawn characters, X-Men, Spider-Man. Just so cool. I love comic books. Felt like this was a really good pull this week. So I haven't flipped through any of these yet. We'll get right into it here. Be looking at them for the first time along with you here. If you like videos like this, please subscribe. I do post daily comic book videos. First one I got here from DC. I got Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, number 5. This is a Rob Liefeld cover, which is the reason I picked it up. I actually have not been reading the Last Halloween series. I am a big fan of The Long Halloween, the original by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. I've just had to, make choices about what I wanted to pick up, and I just couldn't add this one to my, monthly pull list. But I might pick it up when the trade when it comes out. Most likely will. But I wanted to pick this up because, like I said, it's got the Rob Liefeld cover here, and this is apparently, according to Liefeld, the first time he's ever actually drawn Batman, had any published Batman work. So he's just on the cover here. But another great treat about this issue I noticed is Bill Sienkiewicz is on artwork in here. So an awesome issue to pick up, it looks like. Like I said, I have not been reading this series at all, so I really don't know what's going on. Here we're in issue number 5 of 10. Get some really great looking artwork here. It almost looks like Bill Sienkiewicz is kind of drawing in Tim Sale's style. And Tim Sale, the original artist of Batman, The Long Halloween, who has passed away. So we're getting this kind of homage series done in the style, and I think it basically picks up where the last series kind of left off. So this looks awesome. I'm going to have to come by and review this for sure. The artwork in here looks pretty incredible. This is one I'm glad I picked up. There really was, this was the only copy of the Rob Liefeld cover that they had left on the shelf. So glad I got there when I did, was able to pick it up. That's one I was looking forward to. So, and just for the cover, but big treat there with Bill Sienkiewicz. So that was a $4.99 book. The other DC comic I got was Justice League Unlimited, number 4. This is a $3.99 book. It's written by Mark Waid. Dan Moore is on artwork, and he's on the cover here. This is a series I've been debating whether to drop. It's not a bad series. It's just not great. It's got some pretty good artwork in here. The storyline's really slow moving. I feel like this Justice League team has not been dealing with any real supervillains. They're dealing with things like, as you see here, like forest fires, environmental problems, corrupt, governments, things like that. So I feel like the villains haven't been too interesting, and they're setting up this, I think it's called the Inferno or Infernus. I can't even remember, honestly. It's been a month since I've read the last issue. But they're setting up this big group of bad guys who seem ultra powerful. These guys on the cover here, in these hoods. There's some weird alien cult or something. So, some nice looking artwork in this book, though, I gotta say. I'll probably decide finishing this book up whether I'm going to continue Justice League Unlimited or not. This looks like a pretty cool issue, though. Wow. Got Swamp Thing's face in the terrain there. Then we get a preview of Absolute Flash as well at the end of this book. Awesome double splash page there in the preview. Pretty rare. They're showing some cool pages though, and we get Green Lantern Corps preview #1 as well at the end. So I like that DC's been putting previews of their upcoming books at the end of their kind of flagship titles. Something I do enjoy. So look at the Image books I picked up this week. I got G.I. Joe 314. Got the Andy Kubert variant cover, the black and white, so you can just see all of the pencils and inks. I really love this one. I love all the pencil work up here on the helicopter blade. They just look like giant, pencil marks, but it looks really cool. Along with all these like really detailed lines in here. Andy Kubert's just been doing covers for this series for whatever reason, but they've all been pretty awesome. Larry Hama's doing the writing back on G.I. Joe like he was, decades ago, doing the writing here on G.I. Joe. It looks like we got a guest artist or maybe a new artist here. Andrew Cronky. I've picked up every issue of this G.I. Joe Real American Hero series since it moved over to Image and Skybound from IDW. And I'd definitely recommend it. It's just a fun book every single month. There really hasn't been a bad issue. So if you grew up in the 80s or like I did, G.I. Joe, really cool seeing them still making G.I. Joe comics, and they're really awesome. So that was a $3.99 comic. Then I got The Scorched #38. This is a $2.99 book by Image. Got John Layman doing the writing. Steven Segovia is on artwork. I think he's done nearly every single issue of The Scorched. One of my favorite Spawn books. It's the team book. Kind of guest starring, or not guest starring, but starring She-Spawn here. And we got the Viscerator, who's the sister of the Violator. There's been this storyline involving Medieval Spawn and the Medieval Spawn's host here. They've been trying to get him back. But they've been setting up this confrontation between the Viscerator here and the Scorch. Looks like we're getting that in this issue here. I always love the Spawn comics because there's no ads throughout the comic at all. And they're only $2.99, so I've done reviews of all the recent issues of The Scorch, so go check that out on my channel. Then I got X-Men #12, Legacy 312 from Marvel Comics. This is a $4.99 book. Guest starring Alpha Flight here. Got Ryan Stegman on the cover. And Nitho Diaz is on the interiors here. And Jed MacKay is the writer on this book. I'm a big fan of Alpha Flight, so I really like seeing them show up here. I did a review of the most recent Alpha Flight series as well. That came out like last year at the end of the Krakoan era of the X-Men. So good to see Alpha Flight showing back up again. I don't know who these guys are. This is Dr. Starblood, Captain Carcos. The artist on this book, though, Nitho Diaz, if you've been following along my channel at all, you know he's one of my favorite new artists, or I don't know how new he is. He's new to me, but he's on X-Men right now, along with Ryan Stegman doing the pencils on this book. I really love the Nitho Diaz pages. The books he's been doing have been awesome. Definitely rival Stegman's. Get a couple great splash pages here. Psylocke and Magic. The last page panel here, he says Professor Xavier, he's escaped. So that leads us into the X-Manhunt, which is the new X-Men crossover that's about to pick up. I'm not too interested in it, honestly. We'll see how it goes, though. X-Men number 12. Looks like these books have been coming out really quick, like every couple weeks, it seems like. Maybe rush the cover. There's no background on here at all, but I do kind of like the just white aesthetic, though. It kind of works with Guardian there and Puck from Alpha Flight. So Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. This is the last book I picked up this week. It's a $4.99 book. Got Kraven hunting Peter and Harry, and we got Spider-Man's son, Richard, is actually in this Spider-Man suit. And we've got this Ultimate Universe Black Cat. So lots of interesting things being set up here in this Spider-Man book. I think Peter and Harry, they're in the Savage Land or just some hunting ground of Cravens here. Got Jonathan Hickman doing the writing on this book. Let me see. It's Marco Cicchetto on artwork here still. Things aren't looking too good for Harry and Peter here. Some awesome artwork in all the books I picked up this week, I gotta say. So I'll have a review of this one coming out pretty soon. Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. Just wanted to flip through all the pages, give you guys an idea of what is going on in all these comics this week. So maybe you can make some decisions about what you want to pick up. Let me know in the comments. And thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll see you guys on the next one.